Hello, it's Bishop Mark. Today is Luke chapter 13, verses 31 to 35, and we will finish chapter 13, but not easily. This is a tough one. This is a tough one to tell you what's going on, because I don't think we know exactly everything that's going on here. Luke knew when he wrote it, and the people he wrote it to probably knew more than us. So we'll get what we can out of these difficult passages, but don't expect perfect clarity. Okay, here we go. At that time, some Pharisees came to him and said, "Go away, leave this area because Herod wants to kill you." Okay, right off, we're confused. So, are these nice Pharisees who are trying to help Jesus? Are these the usual Pharisees who don't like Jesus that are mocking him? We don't know. It's possible that there were nice Pharisees. That we know that there was one called Nicodemus who spoke to Jesus in secret, and but most Pharisees were not for Jesus. Now, he dined with Pharisees, but we remember from one of the times he was dining with the Pharisee didn't treat him nicely, didn't treat him with proper respect. So, when the Pharisees say, "Go away, Herod is trying to kill you," it's either people saying, "You're in danger. Be careful, Jesus. Herod's out to get you." Or it's people saying, "Herod's out to get you. Run. You better run, Jesus, because he's out to get you," in a kind of a mocking way, in a bad way. I think I've read a few commentaries, and I think people think it's the second one. It's the mocking one. But we don't know. I can't define it, and no one can. That's all we have. But they're telling him to get out of the area of Herod. We didn't think he was in the area of Herod, so once again, we don't know where exactly he is. But we'll see in this passage, he is still focused on Jerusalem. Okay, here we go. He, meaning Jesus, he replied, "Go and tell that fox, behold, I cast out demons and I perform healings today and tomorrow, and on the third day, I accomplish my purpose." Okay, so Jesus does not run away. Jesus is focused on going to Jerusalem. And he says, then tell that fox. So are the Pharisees people that can talk to Herod? That seems likely. But why does he call him a fox? Well, it's not a compliment. Foxes are usually symbols of clever or sly, like a fox, and that's what it was back then too. But it's also, he doesn't call Herod a lion. He calls him a fox, which is not a compliment from our Lord. I hope our Lord does not see us as foxes on the prowl, being clever and deceitful. Okay, so he says, go tell that fox. And he says, I'm going to be here healing today, tomorrow. But then he says, and on the third day I accomplish my purpose. And that could just mean today, tomorrow, and the next day, the third day. But we hear that phrase on the third day, we start thinking about the resurrection that happens. So maybe Jesus is already hinting to the people that don't know about the rising from the dead and the third day, that maybe he already knows that. Because it's so intriguing that he would say it on the third day. But the theme of this little video is, we don't know. But I'll lay you out what people think and do know about the passage. Okay. Yet I must continue on my way today, tomorrow, and the following day, For it is impossible that a prophet should die outside of Jerusalem. So he's pretty much saying he's unafraid of Herod trying to kill him, and that he's going to Jerusalem where people are out to get him. He's known from the beginning that Jerusalem was not friendly to him anymore. And he's been planning on going there, and we all know he's going to die there. So it's a way of saying, I'm going. You know, it's just who I am. He also calls himself a prophet. And say, so in other words, prophets are unafraid. And he is unafraid because Jerusalem's the place where he knows he'll die, and it's the proper place to die. Okay, even in that explanation, there's still fogginess. And I know there's fogginess, but you see what you get out of it as you read it. Let's continue. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, who kill the prophets and stone those sent you. How many times I yearned to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, but you were unwilling. Okay, now the first part, it says, you kill the prophets and stone those sent to you. We had, when we were talking about Luke and passages before, we talked about how they don't recognize the prophets and they send away the prophets. And Jesus still says, they don't recognize me. They want to kill those that they shouldn't kill. They have the Messiah right with them, and they don't understand it. But along the way, he also says, Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how many times did I try to help you? Well, we don't know how many times Jesus tried to help Jerusalem, tried to bring them in, tried to preach to them. All we know is that Jesus says that he tried many times to convert Jerusalem, to take them under his wing. That's the image he uses. The image he uses is I yearn to gather your children together as a hen gathers her brood under her wings, but you were unwilling. Now that image of the young chicks under the wings of the bird is an image that brings back images in the Old Testament from Deuteronomy and also from the Psalms, where there's images of God protecting us, like the chicks under the wings. He says the brood, that's a way of the offspring, the little baby chickens or baby birds, right? It's protected by the mother hen. So Jesus is using an image that's an image for God in the Old Testament. And he says, how many times did I try to reach out to you and protect you? But how many times did you reject me? So we don't know, because we don't have any evidence in the Gospels of the times that Jesus went to do that. But it's interesting to find out that he did try to convert Jerusalem and to protect Jerusalem. But Jerusalem rejected him. And so now he marches into his death, right? We know that. Okay, it ends with, behold, your house will be abandoned. But I tell you, you will not see me until the time comes when you say, blessed is he who comes in the name of the Lord. Well, is he talking about the destruction of the temple? So Jesus died in the year, around 33, right? 33. And we know that the temple that he goes in, that he was presented in, the temple we've talked about at Jerusalem, that was destroyed by the Romans in the year 70. So after he died, is he telling about that your house will be abandoned? Or is he just saying you're fat and happy now, but you're gonna lose it all because you're rejecting the Messiah? Well, we know that Jesus does go to Jerusalem. He's not afraid of Herod. He's not afraid of dying. In fact, it is by dying that he saved us. And he knew that. And yet he went in. But this is an interesting, confusing passage that maybe you'll read others, have some other insights. But there's no one who knows everything about this one. Luke just didn't give us enough explanation in this one. And it's many years ago, so we can't ask him. Maybe we'll ask him in heaven. Okay, but I hope you're doing well, and peace to you. We'll go on to chapter 14 next time. Peace to you. Bye.